Huh? Hmm?
Lose some, win some.
Huh?
Spirit is gone.
Huh? What? Wait, this is ridiculous. Wait, this is massive, dude. What?
Is that it? I was expecting something.
Wait, what is going on? Wait, this is absolutely insane, dude. Ding, ding, ding. It's not just... What? It's for both? No way.
Careful, there's evil ahead. Spirit is gone.
Gotta keep fighting.
It's time.
Oh my god, that's absolutely massive, dude. Wait, this is absolutely massive. Okay, hold up. Let's verify for ourselves real quick. Let's verify for ourselves real quick. They swapped the sites, but they didn't swap the icons. Is that the theory over here? So if I were to use ice against this guy, our first wave wouldn't deal any damage. Is that the theory? Is that the game theory? And then for the quantum side, if I were to do quantum weakness, it's gonna deal no damage. I actually never realized. Hold up. Imaginary for some. Okay, so this is gonna be ice, right? Okay, let me just try ice real quick. So we get the weakness. Wait, it works though. Oh, ice works. Wait, so what doesn't work? Huh? Wait. Slow this a little bit. First half, right? No quantum.
Careful, there's evil ahead.
Some reason you can initiate with
Spirit
quantum.
is gone.
So these two icons over here, the quantum and lightning, I guess they are not supposed to be here, right? Like these two icons are not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be the original weaknesses that was implied in the thingy. But they added the quantum and lightning. So the waves have no quantum and lightning weakness at all. Okay, except for like the bugs, I guess. Except for the bugs. And I think technically like these guys, it shows quantum when it should. Okay, but technically it's not really wrong, because they do have quantum weakness, right? Because you technically can combine ice, quantum, imaginary, lightning, and physical, and then it would deal the toughness bar damage. Is this a first time thing, or is it like brand new? Okay, for the first wave, let's just chill a little bit. I do want to see second wave, because second wave apparently quantum just straight up does not work, which is gonna be the interesting thing. I think quantum will still do no toughness bar damage on the first. Yeah, because the first size minions they are not weak to quantum. Alright. Okay, this has quantum weak, but now the minions here are weak to quantum in the first place. Like they all have like ice, imaginary, and basically no quantum weakness, right? This is the more interesting one. So apparently this thing didn't include quantum, which it's supposed to. Is what I'm guessing, right? Because the actual pure fission listed quantum as a weakness, and pretty much everyone in their mounts has quantum as a weakness, but there's no quantum icon over here. Yo, Chibi, kill this mother bitch. Hold up. Okay. Okay, this is an actual bug. Because they are actually weak to quantum, but we don't deal any quantum damage. So this is real, right? This is a very, very real bug. Report and get 30 jigs. Yeah, okay, so this is verified, right? Side 2, them being weak to quantum and me initiating with quantum attack does absolutely nothing. This is verified. This is verified. You know what? Wait, this might be the reason why we couldn't get the 80k, guys. You know, this might just be the reason. Yeah, at the end of the day, it might just be, right? So quantum is gonna be cooked for this half. And does this also work for lightning? What about if we were to do like an Aglaia or some shit? Alright, just for fun, Let me try this. So I think side 1's bug is the quantum label shouldn't be there. Or has that always been the case? Because if it has always been the case, then I don't think there's anything wrong with side 1. Because technically some of the mobs, they do have quantum. Okay, wait. Regardless, let me take a look here. Because the mobs in the first wave, they are supposed to be weak to lightning, right? So we do have the lightning weak. Okay, so lightning works. Lightning technique works. What about if I just do a lightning basic attack? Okay, so lightning is safe, right? Lightning is fine. Aglaia and her giant tits, they're completely fine, right? They're completely fine. Yeah, so this is working as intended, right? This is working as intended. So wait, you guys want to try ice? Okay, but if I were to try ice here, it's obviously not gonna do any toughness bar damage, right? Because if wave 1 has no ice weak. So it's kind of expected for it not to be the case anyways. It's only ice weak on like this guy and this guy and this guy. So I don't think there's a need to. Basically, quantum is the factually proven element that is bugged. Because quantum doesn't apply. So ice and imaginary has also been proven to work over here. Right? Ice and imaginary has been proven to work over here. But they showed the quantum symbol in the battle itself. Because technically they do have quantum weaknesses in the form of this guy, this guy, and this guy. So I feel like side 1 is not bugged, right? Or am I misreading this situation? Is side 1 bugged or is it not bugged? It should only show the weakness for wave 1 if that's the case. No, but the thing is, I think in all the pure fiction, it has always shown every single wave's combined weakness, right? It always has been this case since day 1. I don't think this has changed too much. I don't think it matters which element. It's just that the overall unit shows the weaknesses that isn't supposed to be there. Xue Yi's technique should deal toughness. No, but they're not even weak to quantum. So why would they deal toughness damage? These guys in wave 1, they're not weak to quantum. Where is wind? Nah, there's this guy. Okay, there's like one guy with wind. There's one guy with wind. But one guy is still one guy. Alright. To the trash can. That is kind of fair, right? Because trash can should get hit with a quantum. I think that is pretty fair. Hold up. Okay, so trash can is immune. It didn't get hit with a quantum. Silver Wolf technique always does quantum damage. Okay, that is very, very fair. The goat. Trash can doesn't get element. It literally got applied on the second half. Okay, so Silver Wolf technique works. Trash can also gets the toughness reduced. So Silver Wolf technique works. Xue Yi's one doesn't apply the weakness on the trash can. But in the second half, you can see that trash can actually receives the quantum weak. Alright? or rather not the quantum weak, but like what you call it? If we apply lightning with Aglea, it actually does get the weakness applied to the trash can. Quantum is the only bugged element right now inside too. I think that has been verified so far. So let me just kill Queen real quick. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't really. Okay. Okay, bye-bye. Alright, so for Quantum, this is factually bugged. I don't know why there's no Quantum in the top corner when it has stated that there is Quantum weak. And in fact, almost the entire wave, the entire Pure Fusion second half is going to be weak to Quantum. So if we were to attack with a basic over here with Tribi, nothing happens. Despite the fact that this entire lineup is supposed to be weak to Quantum, right? So this Quantum is 100% bugged. But if we were to try the same thing with Aglea, alright, if we try the same thing with Aglea, this is Lightning weak. Lightning actually gets applied to the two guys at the side. Nothing happens to Trash Can. But if we were to do a lightning technique, okay, so Trash Can basically is always immune. I guess Trash Can is just always immune to the first hit that happens, until you actually mark bro with a weakness when you actually hit them for the first time. Then this reason why we even got lightning in the first place is because of the garment maker, essentially. Does physical work? That is a great question. Okay, I'll try one with Silver Wolf, and then I'll try one with physical. Okay, physical. Oh. Physical also does not work. Physical also does not work. So I'm guessing if the icon doesn't show up on the top corner, it just doesn't get applied. So both physical and quantum, them not showing up in the top corner, it results in them not getting applied. And then if they were to show eyes over here, which is just honestly factually wrong. Unless if we do an ice, the ice also gets applied. Okay, let me just try Silver Technique and just see what happens. I think it just works normally, right? Okay, so Silver Wolf always works. Silver Wolf always works. So that is gonna be confirmed. She's gonna be kind of immune. But if I were to try ice. Okay, let me just cook one up with ice. So this guy technically has ice weak icon, but now the enemies are weak to ice. Okay, so they're just lying for fun, right? But this is supposed to be intended though, because they actually factually do not have any ice weakness. But they have a misinformation at the top corner saying that there is ice weakness, right? There is gonna be this little bar over here, but it does nothing, right? So they're just lying for fun, right? They're just lying for fun. Apparently someone in chat said fire doesn't work for side 1. Fire doesn't work for side 1. So I'll first start off with Himiko, right? Because the first wave should have fire weak. Oh. It doesn't work. Fire is not applied. We'll try Firefly. Firefly works, right? Okay, so Firefly still works. Because the technique is supposed to implant fire waves for everyone in moms. So Firefly's technique would work. But I'm guessing if I would use a Firefly basic, it's not gonna work. Yeah, Firefly's technique is actually... Okay, yeah, you guys can see. If we were... So basically, if we were to use these kind of normal animations, like basic, or any technique that doesn't implant any weakness, it's just not gonna work. So for both side 1 and side 2, this is the... Yep, this is actually bugged. And I feel like the reason why this bug is occurring is because they didn't have the fire weak enemy, right? They didn't have the fire icon in the top hand corner over here, right? They didn't add this fire weakness. So if you are fire and you're hitting this guy, I think the program thinks that you are not hitting the right enemies. Despite the fact that the entire enemies, they are actually weak to fire, right? And then these 5 weaknesses, since now not fire, you actually cannot apply the fire. And this is sort of the same thing that has been happening on side 2, which is if you were to go into side 2, the first wave is supposed to have literally the entire team is weak to quantum. But because they didn't label quantum weak on the top bar, it just doesn't work. Pure fiction is broken, guys. This is a huge, huge, huge bug. Does this apply for every single wave, or is just wave 1? How will we know if this is gonna be... But it's only for wave 1, right? Okay, it's only for wave 1. Okay, because by right, normally your normal technique shouldn't even apply for the second wave anyways. Under normal circumstances, right? So, it's basically just wave 1. I don't think you have... Yeah, I think it's basically just wave 1. So, TLDR... Alright, so editor, call this video. There is a huge bug in pure fiction. ... There is a huge bug in pure fiction. And then you can do like a... you can do like a 3B short face. You can do like a 3B short face or like a firefly short face, right? Some short face with like a short face. And then yep, there is a huge bug in pure fiction. So the verdict is basically, in summary, if you skipped all that testing and everything, TLDR, the weaknesses in these enemies, it does not correspond to the weaknesses shown in the top bar over here. Alright, so the top bar, as you guys can see, it is supposed to include weaknesses such as fire, especially if the minions are weak to fire. But because if this symbol doesn't include fire, your fire techniques, your fire attacks, or any of the similar elements, if they have the weakness and it's not over here, it's not going to work. If it does appear over here, right? If it does appear over here, and it is also corresponding to wave 1 or the actual enemy. So for example, right, this guy is weak to ice, right? So if this guy is gonna be weak to ice, and if we're gonna hit it with a ice punch. Where is Runmei? I always can't find Runmei, guys. Oh, Runmei is here. My bad. If we were to hit it with a ice punch, all right. So wave 1's enemies, they are weak to ice, and there's also a ice element, then this works, right? So this works. You need to have both the weaknesses of the minions in wave 1 lining up with the icon that is shown in the top bar, right? As long as these 2 conditions are met, then the toughness bar will actually be applied. Otherwise, even if the minions are weak to the set element, so for example, the fire weak enemy for wave 1, as well as the quantum weak enemies for wave 2, even if they were weak, it is not going to apply. This is massive. This ruined my life. This pure fiction is absolutely unplayable. What am I gonna do with Tasande? Right? What am I gonna do? She can't even deal toughness bar damage anymore to wave 1. And now this is absolutely ruining my experience as a player. And we do demand at least 200 pulls, a free Caceres, and an Nexa Lycon, right? So with that, we have come to the end of this video. Our word of the day is gonna be fix this now. Join Twitch, join Discord, join Twitter, all the best. We're gonna see you guys next time. Take care.